Okay, so now we will discuss the appropriateness of the audit evidence. Last video was stuck somewhere and it got cut off. So it's in the another video and it will be combined if possible. So appropriateness of the audit evidence is the measure of the quality of the audit evidence, that is relevance and reliability in the providing the support for the conclusion on which auditor's opinion is based. So relevance and reliability, two words are used here. So relevance means relates to the purpose of the audit procedures and when appropriate. The assertions under the consideration, such as the purpose is to test the overstatement of accounts receivable, confirmation may be relevant audit procedures. So that what is relevance audit procedure or what is relevant audit evidence is required here. And reliability. Reliability is influenced by the source and timing of the audit evidence and is dependent on the individual circumstances under which it is obtained. So reliability is more linked with the timing, like when it is received and the time period in which it is received is reliable or not. Sources of informations are can be auditor developed or external information or management's information. So auditor developed are obtained directly by the auditor, such as inventory observation or accumulating and analyzing the industry trends to be used, and auditor developed information are more reliable than audit evidence obtained indirectly by other parties. Auditor may use specialists to assist the auditor in developing the audit evidence. So definitely if any evidence is developed by auditor through the involvement of a specialist or through observation of their own, then that is more reliable and that is more relevant in our audit. If the audit evidence is external information sources and external and by other external parties, so external individuals or organizations that provide information that is used by the entity in preparing the financial statement or that has been obtained by the auditor as the audit evidence, more reliable than the evidence obtained from inside the entity. External audit evidence includes obtained from the knowledgeable independent sources outside the entity, prepared by the outsider but obtained from the entity. So these were the parts of the audit evidence that was obtained from the outsider. And if audit evidence is provided by the management may provide the auditor with the information obtained from the financial reporting processes used to prepare the financial statements. So a few of the examples are information may be stored by the entity within IT, internal controls. All these are the form of the evidence provided by the management. Form of the audit evidence can be in the documentary form, that is paper or electronic form, or in the original documents such as photocopies or anything else. So both are reliable, both are depending upon the relevance and the reliability of those documents. Auditor can use the audit evidence either in the documentary format or in the original documents form. So if appropriateness of evidence is greater, the achieved detection risk is lower. So if proper audit evidence is obtained, the chances of having detection risk falls drastically. Thus, if acceptable level of the detection risk is low, auditor will seek higher overall levels of the persuasiveness through the audit evidence may be mixed source, including auditor developed outside, inside, or inside. So however, the audit evidence is obtained, if auditor should use their professional judgment throughout to documenting that, throughout understanding those, in order to gain the comfort over that. Now, external individual or organization cannot, in the respect of a particular set of the information, be both external information sources and audit specialist, management specialist, and service organization. But however, there is a but. External individual or organization may, for example, be acting as the management specialist when providing a particular set of information, but acting as an external information source when providing a different set of the information. Also, the considerations regarding the use of the external information sources. So, following factors may be important, such as nature and authority of the external information, ability of the management to influence the information obtained, competence and reputation of the external information, past experience of the auditor, evidence of the general market acceptance, whether the entity has in place controls to address the relevance and reliability of the information, whether the information is suitable in for required. So all these are the examples for the audit evidence that can be obtained. Now further moving forward, we will be discussing evaluating the information used as audit evidence. Like, how do we evaluate the information of the audit evidence? Auditors should evaluate the information by relevance and reliability of the information, including the sources, and whether such information corroborates or contradicts the assertions of the financial statement. So these two things should be taken in the account while evaluating the audit evidence. Auditors' evaluation should be sufficiently precise and detailed, accurate and complete. Professional skepticism should always be used throughout the audit. So, professional skepticism is an attitude of having a questioning mind, being alert to the conditions that may indicate the possible misstatement due to fraud and errors, and critically assessing audit evidence. Auditor's evaluation of the information to be used as audit evidence involves maintaining the professional skepticism, including the consideration of whether unconscious or consciousness auditor biasness may affect the professional judgment. So few of the unconscious auditor bias are availability biasness, confirmation biasness, overconfidence biasness, anchoring biasness, automation biasness. So auditor should be unbiased while performing the audit. Use of the automated tools and techniques that may enhance the auditor's evaluation of the information to be used as an audit evidence and enable the auditor to aggregate and disaggregate the information. So automated tools and techniques, every clients, every engagement teams are using the automated tools and techniques. So that's not a questioning thing, and that's every organization is following, either with the smallest one or the biggest one. Now next topic is corroborative or contradictory information. So both should be taken into the account. To like corroborative information as well as contradictory information, both should be taken into the account. Example is that audit evidence through the inspection of the original document may corroborate as a financial statement assertions, whereas audit evidence obtained from the confirmation with an external party may contradict the financial statement assertions. In this situation, additional unit evidence may be necessary to enable the auditor to conclude on the relevant assertions. So in this type of situation, additional audit evidence are required to get a conclusion on that, to get a comfort over the audit evidence. Contradictory information may be relevant even when the source of the information is less reliable than the source of the corroborative information. For example, in the audit of depository institution, reports of decreasing the property values in a particular geographical area may have been obtained by the auditor that is contradicted the report to the external appraisals. So in these type of situations, the contradictory information may be relevant, and maybe the auditor may face such contradictory evidence. Contradictory information is not considered isolation, but rather as a part of the auditor's consideration with respect to the management assertions. So yes, the auditor should use both the contradictory and corroborative evidence, and use the professional judgment, professional skepticism to reach out to the conclusion of this. So that was all about today's class. I hope you understood the audit evidence. I will see you for further part of this chapter in the next video. Let me know if you have any queries in the comment section, and I will try to help you in resolving those out. Thank you. Bye.